Good morning, beloveds. So today is my last day of medical leave. I go back to work tomorrow. I am not sure if my eyes and my brain are ready for this, but my job needs me back. So, yeah. Okay. Because I'm still, the reading out of one eye is still a little weird. Okay. All right. So, it is August 1st. Our title is We Are One with the Infinite One. And we have 3 quotes. So that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. And that is Hebrews 13:6. The second quote is, we know that there can be no failure in God's mind, and this mind is the power upon which we are depending. That is the Science of Mind, page 304. And then the last one is Science of Mind treatment is a profound modern breakthrough in understanding and applying the ancient art and the science of relating to the infinite. And that is Good for You, page 84, which was a workbook. Jesse's loaned it to me. It's kind of interesting. Okay. Thinking people have usually sought to relate themselves to a creative source. Primitive people looked at their world with its thunder and lightning, stars and planets, and sensed that something was there. Even the scientists who may not believe in God seek to explain their origins in terms of a cosmic beginning. So, what shall we relate? To what shall we relate? Those of us who believe in the wonders of a unified spiritual universe. Why not this universe itself? Mystics of all religions have perceived themselves as to be related to what they see, and their vision has ever been of an eternal oneness. We who study the science of mind also believe in our oneness with all that is, and we make this belief practical through an approach to prayer called spiritual mind treatment, which is the logical application of the creative power of universal mind. We recognize that as we form specific thought images, the law of mind acts upon them and tends to bring the images into outer form. Thus, if memories of past failures haunt our thoughts, these kinds of experiences tend to be reproduced in the present. But if we consciously and consistently displace the memories with affirmations of success, we begin to experience success. Okay. My will is firm, my heart is strong, my mind is clear. I am a success. I am not now and never in truth have been a failure. A few things may have gone wrong, but they arose from ignorance. I know now that my strength is from God and my future unfolds under the inner guidance of the one mind. That mind is not acquainted with failure. It knows only itself. I am a part of that self. I believe that the one spirit expresses through me, and I eagerly give it expression, affirming yet again, I am a success now. And that is Craig Carter, CC. Okay. Oh, all right. So, yeah, in Science of Mind, we do talk about God and we do talk about spirit, but we're just as likely to use the term patterning intelligence. We are just as likely to use the term one. We are just as likely to use the term universe. Jesse talks about the universe. Yesterday, he was talking about the cosmic consciousness. We are not fixated on a word. What we are fixated on is that there is one infinite system and that we are a part of that infinite system, that everything is connected. And so I like that in this one, he says practical. He says, this belief, we who study science of mind also believe in our oneness with all that is. And we make this belief practical through the logical application of the creative power of the universal mind, the creative power of treatment, or the universal. Okay, hang on. My eyes are playing tricks on me. Okay. We make this belief practical through an approach to prayer called spiritual mind treatment, which is the logical application of the creative power of mind. Okay, so that's it. We have a practical application of affirmative prayer that affirms this belief that there is one power, and that power is the same power that everybody uses. And so when we fail, when we make a mistake, we are making a mistake through ignorance. We are not using the power in the best way. We can't help but use the power. And so it behooves us to learn to use the power in the best way, in the most appropriate way. It's like, when I finally came to understand the quote, pray without ceasing. You will pray without ceasing, because you already are. Every thought has the potential to be creative. And so that's why we talk about being aware of the trend of your thoughts. It's not every single thought, because we all have occasional weeds that pop in. And so what we want to do is, do we have more weeds than we do have flowers? Then we want to start weeding our garden. We want to go back and look at our thoughts, because we are using a creative power when we think, and especially when we think and wrap that thought in emotion, which is what treatment is. It's a thought wrapped in emotion, in feeling. And so it behooves us to, I was like, if your emotions are running away with you, what are the words that you're wrapping those emotions around? And maybe we want to revisit that, and go from there. So that's praying without ceasing. Every thought has the potential to be creative. Now, don't beat yourself up, because not every thought is creative. Otherwise, the world would be a whole lot messier than it already is. So, it's interesting when you read scientists looking for God particles. It's like, yeah, no, we understand that there's a pattern out there. And why not understand and accept that pattern? It's one infinite system. It's one infinite system. So, and you're part of it. That power flows through you. You have the right to use it. So don't use it in ignorance. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Then there's also this part where he says, thus, if memories of past failure haunt our thoughts, what we must consciously and consistently displace those memories with affirmations of accept. So he's like, all right, look, there's one power. You can use it. And if you are struggling, here's the practical way that we do this. We do this by treatment. And if we are being haunted by memories of not so, or non-preferred, as a therapist friend of mine says, non-preferred memories, then we want to displace those with positive affirmations. Okay. And that's one of the strengths of practitioners, is when somebody doesn't know what they want, including the practitioner, what we want to do is, all right, well, let's look in the face of what we don't want and see if what we want is the opposite. And if it's not the opposite, at least it gives us somewhere to start so that we can get to the positive affirmation that we want. And then, and there are those words, consciously and consistently. So, I would tell you, if we were going to have a mission today, the mission today would be to consciously and consistently replace our memories. He says displace, and I like that. But whatever we want to do it consciously and consistently. That is how we form positive habits. That's one of the reasons why I suggest every day to do something loving for yourself, something kind for yourself, something compassionate for yourself. It's about being conscious. It's about being consistent. And it is about being consistent with self-care. And making sure that you are enjoying something in your day. Sometimes the work we do is melancholy. Sometimes it is work that It just needs to be done. And we don't want to do it, but it needs to be done. And so we want to make sure that in the midst of melancholy work, in the midst of hard work, in the midst of taking care of things that need to be done, we make sure that we stretch out and actually enjoy something, because life is meant to be enjoyed. And so if you happen to be in a place right now where everything, you just got to do it. You got to do it. Then make sure that you are taking the time to enjoy something. Fully engage all 5 of your senses. And it can be something short. It can be 15 minutes. Ideally, you can do something a little bit longer, especially if you're in the midst of something really intense. But, enjoy things. So, you got your mission, consciously and consistently. Do your work consciously and consistently. Your treatment work, your affirmation work, your self-care work, all of that needs to be done consciously and consistently. And then make sure that you do something loving for yourself, something kind for yourself, something compassionate for yourself every single day. I give you a day off from the physical, engaging your mind and your body. I do not give you a day off from taking care of yourself. That self-care needs to be done every day. Every day. And some days you need to do more than just one act of love, kindness, and compassion. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. I also want you to create a habit of taking care of yourself. I want you to create that bank of love, kindness, compassion, care, so that when you meet people who need a little extra, or you have one of those days when you need a little extra, you've got a bank to draw from. And the good news is you always have a bank to draw from. You are plugged into an infinite system. And the cool thing about the infinite system is it will never run dry. So you always have that love, that kindness, that compassion from the infinite source available. And sometimes it shows up in your life in interesting ways. And that's one of the reasons why we don't want to narrow what God looks like. Because God can show up in your life in this wild variety of ways, and we don't want to narrow that. So use whatever word makes you happy. Use God, use Atman, use spirit, use patterning intelligence, use universe, use cosmic consciousness, whatever. It's your world. Describe it how you want. All right, beloveds. So then I'm going to go ahead and tell you to do something to engage your mind and your body. I got a nice long bike ride today. It was good. Best thing about bikes is you make your own breeze, because it's hot out there. I think they said it was 81 when we left to go for the ride. And that was at, 7:45 this morning. Good Lord. So engage your mind and your body. Drink plenty of water. I'm going to go and chug down the rest of my mineral water. And early morning light to reset your circadian rhythms, science, and open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around you all the time. A little curious, aren't you? So take Emma's advice. Look for the good and praise it. Because that's how we make a world that works for everybody, by making, creating, finding all of the good. Okay. That was Foster, by the way. He misses his buddy Hayes. But he's getting better. So, yeah. All right. So catch us on the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Or Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the ones that I am on. And if you want to know what the center's up to, because we've got some stuff going on, some book studies, some classes starting. We've got a project called Lessons from Marsha. If you were a student of Marsha, that you can participate in. There's a couple of ways. So email info@creativelife.org, and that will get you on that constant contact. And those hot links are hot. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day. I know it's Monday. Let's pull out all the stops. So, because I actually do enjoy Mondays. A magical day, an enchanted day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Know that Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you, and I should be back with you pretty close to 9 o'clock because, like I said, going back to work tomorrow. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. You are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented, always and forever. That is our state of grace. Okay? It is an infinite system, and you are a part of it. So, take care of yourself. I will see you next time. Know that you are loved.